a series of simple and easy to access workshops to help you make the most of your profile on aDoddle.org, or even to use aDoddle.org for searching. So to get started, we'll do a couple of things just while people are coming in. So while you're coming in and joining us, there's a note in the chat to say, you know, please do let us know where you're coming from, and please do ask any questions at any time. And if you're watching this afterwards, please do go through our social media pages or email us at hello@aDoddle.org. With any of your questions. We're always willing to answer them. And if you've got feedback, please just make it respectful, even if it is negative or positive. If you're telling us how we can make something better, as long as it's respectful, then we'd love to answer you. But we always do take notice of any feedback that we get. So to introduce myself, I'm Jackie King, and I'm the CEO and founder of If Everyone Cares CIC. And we are the community interest company that has developed aDoddle.org, which is the UK's first network of connected area-based community maps. And the maps are there to help people and communities to be more connected. So in this day and age, isn't it terrible that it's easier to go to Google Maps and find a hotel or restaurant than it is to find the help and support that exists within your own community? And aDoddle's community maps are here to start changing that, because we believe that every single person and every community should have an easy and accessible way to find this information. Because if you can find this information, then hopefully you can improve the quality of your life, whether you're searching for help rather than being on a waiting list with a doctor's surgery or hospital waiting list or something like that, whether you're looking for help and support, whether you're looking for somewhere to connect with others, so reducing isolation, whether you're looking for somewhere that you can volunteer and give back in your community, or give you something to do so that you can feel that you're actually connected and helping. So aDoddle is here for you, it's for everybody, but it's also here to help charities to connect with each other so they reduce duplication and maybe they can share tools and resources. It's also here to help businesses to find local organisations that they can support through sponsorship or their staff volunteering. And it's also here to help key decision makers to know what organisations exist in their community so that they can make well-informed decisions about where they put their funding and who they support. So anyway, that's a little bit about us. And you've probably guessed already, I'm really passionate about community mapping, that we know that in the past has had a bit of a bad reputation as not being effective. And I hope you'll agree, once you've started to see aDoddle, that you'll realise aDoddle is just a little bit different. We've come at it from a slightly different angle, and we're here to stay. So I'd also like to introduce Amber, who is here with me today. So Amber, would you like to say hello?
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Yes, I'm Amber. I work with Jackie in aDoddle as admin support. I joined aDoddle as a Kickstart apprentice nearly 2 years ago now. And then my role kind of developed into what it is now, supporting Jackie on a day-to-day basis with admin tasks, weekly planning, general everyday running of aDoddle. And I'll be here to read any questions in the chat and pass on any comments or feedback that you may have to Jackie.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amber. So a little bit of housekeeping before we go on. So this session is being recorded. It is also going out live, I believe, on Facebook at the moment. And it may, if we've got it right for the first time, be going out live on YouTube. So we will be putting the recording up anyway. If it hasn't gone out live on YouTube, we'll be putting it up so you can watch it as a replay later on. We're not expecting any fire alarms to go off today. And so if they go off wherever you are, this is a remote event, online events. If they go off where you are, please don't stay. Just because we stay sat down doesn't mean you should. So please go to your nearest exit. If you're thirsty, obviously, you know where the drinks are in your home. We're suggesting tea or coffee, probably. Yeah, please make yourself comfortable, join us. Please do feel free to ask any questions. The questions that you ask, you have two choices if you're joining us live today. You can either post them in the chat, and Amber will keep an eye on those and tell me, and she'll interrupt me if any come through. Or you can actually raise your hand and which is down where the little emojis are at the bottom of the screen. You can raise your hand and you can come and join us live on stage and ask your question. You can choose to have your camera on or off. It is your choice. And otherwise, please do get in contact with us by email with any questions. We're going to share the link for you, and I'll share the Guides Hub, because everything that we are covering today is in the Guides Hub, which you can access through aDoddle.org, or you can just go to guides-hub.aDoddle.org, and you can see a step-by-step guide that walks you through everything. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please do watch the replay afterwards, or please do go to the Guides Hub. Really appreciate it. Right, I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing we're going to look at today is going to be giving permissions to other team members to access parts of a profile so that they can actually work on it. They can make edits and change it and all that sort of thing. But it means that you, as the owner of your profile, keep main control again, and you can remove those permissions at any time. The other thing that we're going to cover is that you can transfer the ownership of a profile to somebody else, and we'll walk you through that. Now, we are just going to be showing you one side of it, okay, because I'm going to share my screen. And that is partly because we want to make sure we're not accidentally sharing anybody's information and accidentally on screen for GDPR purposes. So we'll talk you through it. Okay, let's go to sharing my screen. Sorry. Now, you're possibly going to see that I'm looking off to the side. It's not because I'm ignoring you, but I've got another screen here and I can then see what I'm doing. So we've come into the main aDoddle homepage. Now, by the time you see this, if you're watching on replay, it may have changed a bit because we're just doing some updates at the moment. But the main things you need will all still be in the same place. So we're on the main homepage here, and I am signed into my account. That is really important. So up here, look, it says Jackie's aDoddle. So I'm signed into my account. So what we're going to do first is click on this now that I'm signed in, and we're going to go to Project Dashboard, and I'm going to show you that first. So in the Project Dashboard, now this is mine for when we're doing workshops. You will see that I've got 2 profiles here that I'm in charge of, and that I've got 1 test profile here. Okay, so, oh, sorry, 1 assigned project profile. This means that somebody has given me permission. I don't own this profile, but somebody's given me permission to work on it. So we want to go into one and we want to give some permissions. So I'm going to go into this one, number 2 here, and I'm going to click on the edit button here. Okay, so in the edit, I'm now in this profiles dashboard. So you can always check the name of the profile, which will be up here. And I'm going to scroll down to user manager. And I'm going to add a user. I haven't given permissions to anybody else on this one yet. So I'm going to go add user. And it's going to ask me to add the email address. Now I'm going to add Amber's. Oops, helps if I don't put caps lock on, doesn't it? There you are. I'm going to add Amber's. There you are. And I'm going to go add user. Okay. So next, Amber will now receive an email address, an email to her saying that she's been given permissions for this. And when she accepts it, it will go into her dashboard the way you saw that one just now. But this next bit for you to do is edit permissions, because even though I've invited Amber, I haven't yet given her any permissions to the different sections that she can do. So I don't really want Amber to be a user administrator, because that would give her the ability to delete a profile. So I don't really want to do that. I also don't want to give her the delete project one. I'm not sure about duplicates either. So I'm going to be a little bit cautious about which permissions I give her. Sorry, Amber, it's nothing against you at all. So I'm going to give, sorry, I can see Amber laughing there. I'm going to give Amber permissions to edit the essentials, the story, but not the location, because I know the location, we're keeping that. She can edit the opening hours, the contact. She can add some media, some pictures. Maybe not the design, because I want to stay in control of the branding that we have. And the settings, yes, just in case the profile ever needs to be hidden or something like that, then that's fine. And I'm going to go save permissions. And believe it or not, once Amber has accepted the request, the invitation to do this, Amber now has permissions to do all those things. It is as easy as that, sharing it. Now, say at some point in time, Amber leaves working for us, which I hope won't be for a very long time. I can remove that access whenever I want by clicking here. I can also see by this number here that she's got permissions to do 6 things. But say Amber was given a promotion within the company and the organization, and I wanted to let Amber be more in charge of this so that she could maybe invite other people as well. I can come back into this edit permissions, and I can say I want her to be a user administrator. She can have permission to delete the project and the duplicates and this and the design. So I'm now saying she has permission to do everything. And I can save those permissions. You can now see that she's got 11 permissions. You can see what time she was added. So I actually added Amber as a user, somebody with permissions on the 11th of July, 2023. So you've actually got all of the basic information here that's there. You will get an email that comes to you to say that you have given these permissions, and you will get an email that lets you know when Amber has accepted them, or your team member. Obviously, please don't ask Amber to look after all your profiles for you. Right, but say you forget any of this at any stage, you can come up here. I don't know if you can see where my mouse is, up here, just under where it says this profile is 86% complete. View guide. And if you click here, let's hope this goes to the right place. I'm going to do that, and it's going to open here. There you are, Profile User Manager, and it's opened you up on the guide in this place, and it will walk you through everything that I've just talked you through. There you are. Okay, so that is as simple as that. This Guides Hub is here, and I will show you some of the things that you've got. I love the Guides Hub. It took us a while to do, but you've got an introduction to community mapping, you've got searching aDoddle, you've got add your profile or event to the map, so it will walk you through everything you need to do, creating and managing your account. So your account is slightly different to your profiles. Your account is where you can change your email address, you can save lists, you can do all sorts of things. Please do watch some of our previous workshops. Your dashboard, your profile dashboard explained, that goes through each section of that dashboard and lists and favorites. Right, enough talking from me. Let's go back through, and I'm going to go to Jackie's projects. So I'm going to go back to here. Now, I'm going to show you what you will do, but in the meantime, Amber is going to share with me. She's going to transfer one of her projects over to me so that I can accept it and you can see. So these are my profiles here, projects here that I've got. I won't actually transfer one today. However, what I will do is show you the process, and I will show you when I've accepted one. So what you do is you come up to where it is your aDoddle. You come down here to transfer profile ownership, and this will show you the transfer profile ownership. This list down here shows you any that are in the process of, something that's pending. So you can see this first one here is pending. This one here is completed. And this is if you set one up and it expires and it doesn't go through, the person didn't accept it, which means that you have still got control of that profile. At any stage, oh, actually, this pending one, this is the one that Amber sent me. There you are. She's done it already. Duh.
Yeah.
So literally, when you are signed in, if you've been sent an invitation, you will get an email. So there are a few emails that go out during this process. When you offer one to somebody, you will get an email to confirm that you have invited somebody else to take over a profile. That is for security and data purposes, so that you know nobody else is in your account. The person who is invited to take one over will get one to invite them to take it over. Then when the person accepts, the person who invited will get an email to say they've accepted. And the person who accepted will get one to say, this profile is now yours. So let's go down to the bottom, because I haven't shown you yet. So down here, all Amber did is she selected one of her profiles. She added in my email address and she set it to, would it be 1 day, 2 days, 7 days? You've got that choice of how long you want to give that person to respond. Okay. And then you literally click send invitation. That's all you do. And then the process starts happening all in the back end with everything set up for you. You can, right up until the time that somebody has accepted, you can remove that invitation. But as soon as they've accepted, you no longer have control. So I'm going to show you here that I'm going to accept the invitation. Okay. And it also tells me that I've only got until tomorrow at 7 minutes past 1. So I'm going to accept this invitation here. And you can now see that I've got another one in here. There you are. So it shows, so let's go to this one. Let's go view. This is the profile. Now it is only a test profile, so it is not complete. Okay, it isn't full. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my other ones for a minute, and I'm going to go back in. So I'll go back to my dashboard. Do you see that whenever you're in a profile, we actually hide the aDoddle header, because it is about the charity, community group, or organization. When people are looking at your profiles, we don't want to make it about us and aDoddle. We make it all about you and your organization. So let's go back to this show header. So you can now see our information. I'm going to go back to Jackie's aDoddle. I'm going to go transfer profile. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to choose one of these down here. So Amber, I am going to send you this one. Actually, hang on a minute. I'm going to do all lowercase for the emails. And I'm going to send Amber an invitation. And now this tells me that this is pending at the moment. Okay. And that's very interesting. There you are. It says that it was created at 18 minutes past 1. That's my dyslexic head not reading it properly. There you are. And it will expire tomorrow. So I am going to keep an eye on this. And when Amber's had the emails and everything else and accepted it, if she lets me know, I will refresh my page and you will see what happens then.
Yes, you should be able to hear my email come through at some point.
That ping. We'll listen to that ping.
Yeah.
So, brilliant one. So you can see, and it's set. Also another thing that you can see on this screen, the transfer targeted at Amber has been successfully sent. You can see the pending transfer below. So you get, because I'm dyslexic, because I'm also ADHD and I have autism, which is why Amber is one of my amazing support team. We've made the website to be as user-friendly as possible, because I believe if I can't use it, I don't expect anybody else to be able to use it. If it's complicated for me, it's going to be complicated for everybody else. So we do our best to make it really simple and really easy for everybody to use.
And we hope that translates with the Guides Hub as well, don't we?
Oh, definitely. So the Guides Hub at the moment, everything is in 2 formats in a way. It is in picture format and it is in written format. And slowly, as we're doing these videos, we're going to start adding the videos to the Guide Hub as well, so that you can actually watch it. And I will try with those videos to not waffle so much. So Amber, did I hear a ping at your end?
You
or was
did.
that at my end? I did.
No, that was me. I have accepted it. And if you refresh your page,
let's have a look. Let's hope my internet connection is good enough. Oh, look, there you are, completed. So
Lovely.
can you see how easy that process is? Now, a little bit that I'm going to add to that, if the person that you are inviting to take over the control of that profile does not already have an account with aDoddle, they will need to make one using the same email address that you've invited them to take over the profile. If they use a different email address, it's not going to work. So everything has to match up with each other. They set up an account with the same email address to the one that you've sent the invitation for. So please just make sure that. So please ask the person if they could set their account up first, then they can do that. And again, if they want some help with how to set up an account, come to the Guides Hub and then creating and managing your account just here. Everything is here for you. So creating your account, verify and activating the account, logging in, updating, resetting passwords and deleting accounts. It's all there for you. Okay. So I haven't seen any questions in the chat, but Amber, when I've been talking, is there anything that you think I haven't covered?
No, I just got one question for you, Jackie. It's about the user permission side of things, the user manager side of things. And it is, are you able to give more than one person, so if you're in a team running a charity or a CAC, more than one person in that team permissions for one profile?
There you are. Yes, you are. Let's go down to one of them. Let's go to my dashboard. And oh, I think the one I just gave you permissions for is the one I've just sent to you. So I will go into a different one and let's go user manager. Let's add a user on this one. Let's go team. Oh, I'm going to make it all lowercase. The team at aDoddle.org. Add a user. Oh, okay. Right, there you are. I found something else. So you know when I said that if you're transferring a profile to somebody, you also need to make sure that they need to have an account. You also need to make sure the same with this. Okay. So this person, the team at aDoddle.org doesn't have an account on aDoddle. Hence, that's why it's not working. So let's go Amber again. Let's go add user. That worked. Let's give some permissions. Now I've got to think of another email address.
Oh, you can use my second backup work one, Jackie, my Amber Lily at aDoddle.
The only thing with that, Amber, is it will show on the video, and that's giving away your personal email address. So I wouldn't do that to you.
It's
That's
my second backup work one, my Amber Lily at aDoddle.org.
Oh, okay. So let's have a look. Okay. Yep. Cool.
Okay, yeah, we can use that one.
Let's see if we've got the account. There you are. Let's see if my dyslexic head has spelt that right. Look, there you are. So we've added 2 users on here. Let's edit permissions and let's give. There you are. So each team member has got different permissions. There you are. That was a really good question. Thank you very much to whoever asked that one. Really, and you'll see that with this one, I actually did use a capital in the email address, so that is all right. So we've tried to make everything as easy for organizations to use to manage. We know that there are some organizations that might have multiple projects open, across, whether it be across a wider area or across the country. And actually, they may have one team member they want to be overarching in charge of those profiles, but they might want to let team members in different areas then add extra information. And that's okay. Or they might want those people to update it every 6 months or add anything new in or whatever else. So it means you can share the workload around. It also means that if you've got one person who's in charge of all of them, if that person changes their role, you can actually change that account over. So I'll show you a little way that you can get round it. So say you were leaving your role and you were in charge of 10 different profiles. What you can do, you can go to your up to yours here, and you can come down to your account details. Now, this is a little workaround, okay? Just a simple workaround. So say instead of having to transfer 15 projects to one person, if you've got 15 projects on there, you can do this in one go. Go to your account details, change the name up here of the person who's responsible, and change the email address. Get them to choose a new password and change that, and then save. And they've got the new password, and you've transferred all of them over in one go. So it's just that is just, they are. We've just given you a little aDoddle hack there, okay, as to how you can do that really easily. Part of the reason when we did aDoddle, I don't know if you remember at the beginning, I said that community mapping had got a little bit of a bad reputation for a while. And that's because about 10 years ago, and maybe even a little bit more, a lot of money was put into community mapping because people could see there was huge potential to connect people with the opportunities that existed in their communities. And it's really good that this happened because it helped do some of the research as to what was needed. However, those large sums of money, as soon as that funding disappeared, those maps, all the information was out of date. They employed people to put the information on, or they used technology to do something called scraping information from the internet and pulling information in that wasn't always accurate and wasn't always correct. And because of that, it was deemed to be not helpful for people in communities. It was also deemed to be something that didn't work. Well, when we came along, because I'm autistic, I have this brain that just wants to find solutions and things to everything. So we actually interviewed a lot of organizations that had gone under, not got it right, had gone by the wayside. And we asked where their pain points were. We then asked people in communities. So everything that we've built at aDoddle is built based on finding out why it didn't work in the past. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to have things that we know we need to improve. There will always be something to improve because technology changes all the time. But aDoddle is here and we've built it in a different way. And because organizations take control of what they share, there is no heavy workload for anybody. That organization retains full control of the message that goes out about the work that they do and what they share. It's not somebody else making it up and using wrong wording and whatever else. Every organization has the ability to really tell the story of what they do. There are 5 key things that people out there in communities want to know, and that's who you help, how you help, the difference you make, the help you need, and how to get in contact with you. Now, if you've got more than one way of getting in contact, put it in there, put it in your profile. People like to check out your social media accounts. People like to check out your website. And you might go, well, why, if we've got our website, do we need to put information in aDoddle as well? I'll tell you why. We've spoken to so many people who struggle either with accessibility, or if they're in crisis, their anxiety and everything else makes it hard for them to find the information. Okay, so aDoddle profiles are all set out. They're laid out in the same way so that once somebody has seen a few profiles, they know where to go to look for the information they need. Okay, that's why we've done it that way. We're not really asking you to duplicate it just because. It is because we have listened to people in the communities. And if you share that passion, that why as to why you're doing what you're doing and why you want to help, you give people in the community a confidence to get in contact with you. Now, we're nearly at past. That's a little bit earlier than we said we'd finish. Amber, are there any other questions in the chat or not?
Not that I've seen. No.
Not that I've seen. So I'm going to give just another minute. Please, if you've got any other questions, please ask. Or if you're in and you've got a question that you don't want to ask when we're live, Amber and I will pop out to. So this is one of the things. If you join us live through AirMeet, if you booked through our website and joined us through live through AirMeet, you can come in afterwards. We stay for at least 15 minutes afterwards in the virtual lounge. We can sit around a virtual table and we can chat with you and we can answer any questions that you've got. So it's always worthwhile joining us live if you can. So yeah, I can't see any other questions. In the chat, you will see that there's hello@aDoddle.org, and there's the Guides Hub address. And I'm hoping that on the recording, you're getting to see that that's been put up, and hopefully it's on the screen for the recording as well. That's something we need to check out because it's fairly new. But thank you for joining us today. Thank you for watching if it was on replay. Please join us for our future workshops. If there's something you'd like us to cover about aDoddle or about community mapping, or even how community mapping could be used for social prescribing or could be used for key decision makers or anything like that, or how you could sponsor one of our area maps, or how you could support us in some way, please do get in contact. Thank you so much for joining us today. There. Thank you.